Hey guys, what's up? This is Tyler from Animator Kid. Today I'm collaborating with the Mind of Lewis to answer this question. What if America never expanded west?
Hey guys, Mind of Lewis here. The American West has long been called the frontier and associated with untapped potential. We have a phrase to describe America's westward expansion during the 19th century. It's called Manifest Destiny.
Today we'll be exploring two scenarios for an alternate timeline where America never made it past the Mississippi River. The first scenario is a more realistic series of events that would occur, and the second one, while highly implausible, is also a highly optimistic vision of an alternate America.
Now, something that is key to both timelines is preventing the Louisiana Purchase. This is because America obtaining the Louisiana Territory is what led to the colonization of the Great Plains and beyond.
Louisiana Territory was originally a holding of the Spanish Empire in the mid to late 18th century. In our timeline, the Spanish sold it to Napoleon, Emperor of France, in 1802, after which he sold it to Thomas Jefferson.
There's a number of reasons this sale might not have happened, but we won't explore those in this video. We will simply focus on the effects of the Louisiana never being obtained by the US.
One distinct possibility is that Louisiana remains part of Spain, although this would not last long. Spain's claims in North America were destined to fade due to internal problems. At the time, Spain's economy was undergoing massive inflation due to the overabundance of silver in Latin America.
Another element that prevents America from attaining Louisiana is Thomas Jefferson never becoming president. This is not too far-fetched, as the election of 1800 was initially a four-way race between the Democratic Republicans and the Federalists.
If Napoleon never rises to power in France, then Spain holds on to Louisiana territory for a few more decades. Once Mexico gains independence, they likely hold on to Louisiana until America negotiates new land treaties with the young state.
Of course, this also requires the Federalists, who are non-expansionists, to remain in power for a number of decades. The Federalists wanted to focus more on federal funds on industry and infrastructure rather than agriculture. Any timeline where this party survives well into the 19th century also means that the government is more elitist.
By the 1830s of this timeline, Georgia contests the Cherokee Nation's claims to sovereign territory in the southeast. The Supreme Court rules in the Cherokees' favor, as in our own history. But what follows this ruling is where things get really bad for the Native Americans.
There are really two bad options for the Native Americans at this point: relocation or genocide. If there is no territory west of the Mississippi River to hold Native reservations, then they are likely relocated to Florida or risk extermination of the tribes.
Both options come at the risk of civil war with the South. Even if the Federalists are in power, it's not likely that the federal government goes to war over the tribes, since the common consensus at the time was that they were to be assimilated, or else.
Also, this isolationism only lasts as long as the Federalists stay in power. Eventually, the fall of Spain means America will go into war with Mexico to expand their territory.
For better or worse, Manifest Destiny seems, destined. The only realistic option is to delay westward expansion, not prevent it. The Native Americans are royally screwed either way.
In the second scenario, the federal government somehow decides to defend tribal sovereignty against aggressors in the southeast. The Civil War breaks out in 1833, with southern states seceding and native tribes siding with the federal government.
However, this civil war is not over slavery, so unfortunately that institution would likely continue. This particular conflict is about the federal government's eminent domain over gold reserves in Georgia and other states, as well as the sovereignty of the native tribes.
In this timeline, there is no Missouri Compromise, since America never obtained the territory that would become Missouri.
The South would quickly be defeated, though tensions would surely remain for generations due to the cultural differences over a number of issues.
A second civil war over slavery is likely inevitable, since the southern states would not budge over this despicable institution. Also, as in the first scenario, Louisiana remaining part of another sovereign state only lasts as long as the Federalists stay in power.
In this scenario, however, Manifest Destiny fades as America continues to focus on internal developments. Middle America remains uncolonized as industry develops in the east. Mexico also remains the dominant power on the continent as soon as Spain falls.
Eventually, international trade and diplomacy are adopted. Perhaps America expands southward or annexes Canada, as were planned at various points in our history.
Without the Napoleonic Wars, the entire past 2 centuries of European history is rendered unrecognizable. This means that the factors that influenced the world wars are no longer there, so America's military involvement abroad is open to speculation.
Though unlikely, it is possible the US could have respected tribal sovereignty and also remained east of the Mississippi River. Focusing on domestic infrastructure, slavery eventually dies out no matter what. Future wars would be altered, however. This is where prediction becomes difficult.
Be sure and stay tuned for our next collaboration, in which we explore what would have happened if America stayed out of World War I. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to check out Lewis's channel.
Link in the description below. Be sure and like and share this video if you enjoyed it. And of course, subscribe to Animator Kid.
As always, if you want to support me on Patreon, click the element on the end screen. Don't forget to be awesome, and don't forget to subscribe.